I know you want the gate open, baby. We're working on that right now, okay?
Their most autistic child, whose name is basically caged into the downstairs living area. And when I say caged, he's naked. There's feces around. It's extremely messy in the area, and windows are boarded up.
It's just before noon in Henderson, Nevada, a city just outside of Las Vegas, where a simple welfare check is about to reveal a horrifying secret.
Jeffrey? Sorry to wake you up, bud. What time did you go to bed?
2, 3.
This morning?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not horrible. You got some sleep.
Yeah.
Even though the kids might have kept you awake some.
Yeah.
So I'm just here because they asked me to be here.
Okay.
Based on the situation, the kids haven't been in school. One of them is being homeschooled for the number of days that they haven't been in school.
Yeah.
So they got a few questions based on what they need to do as a school representative for truancy, okay?
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It sounds like you got some challenges here at the house. Your wife and you have different, schedules to probably try to handle the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's great. It sounds like you're trying the hardest you can to make the situation work, right? Mm-hmm. So, but they still have a job to do based on, their policies and.
Students, yes. We're just checking because they haven't been at school. He's not in school today, and I think he hasn't been at school. They're supposed to be in Nevada Learning Academy, but they haven't been, enrolled. So we're just concerned to see. We just want to check that they're all okay.
Yeah.
So that I can bring the report back to school. What concerned me was that I heard the banging, and he said, "Let me out, open the door." He thought it was police. He's like, "Police, let me out." So, but then when I asked if he's okay, he stayed quiet. So I just want to make sure that I can see that he's okay.
Oh yeah, he's okay.
And a kid like that, it makes sense that they would say, "Let me out."
Police identify the man seen here as 41-year-old Jeffery Scanlan, a father of 4 who eventually answered the door after a school truancy officer came to the family's home over some of the kids' repeated absences. But after initially knocking several times with no answer, the school official called police when they say they heard screaming and banging from inside the home.
Because I'm sure you have, like child kind of like.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I come in?
Yeah. He's a big kid.
I can come in?
Yes.
Okay.
He's half Samoan, so he's a big kid.
Oh yeah.
He's
Probably got
autistic.
some meat to him.
Oh yeah.
Once inside, police catch an alarming sight. A metal cage-like structure built right into the living room with an 11-year-old child trapped inside. But that's not all. Officers reportedly observed feces smeared on the floors and walls, along with piles of trash scattered around the room. Jeffrey is quick to offer up an explanation.
So
Hey, buddy.
we had to do this because it keeps him from kicking holes everywhere in the house.
Does he have like, he doesn't hit his head on the walls or anything like that?
No.
Okay. How about the other children then that are supposed to be in school?
Yeah, they're upstairs.
Are you able to get them down here?
Yeah.
Hey, Sarge.
The officers check to make sure the other kids are alive and well before another investigator arrives with more questions about the child in the enclosure.
Is this set up for him?
Yeah.
Says he's part Samoan.
Yeah, half Samoan kids. He's
Very strong.
He just turned 11, but he's super strong. Yeah, I mean, he's ripped off cabinets, kicked holes. His room upstairs, he kicked a hole all the way through into my bedroom.
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
So to keep him from destroying the house, we try to keep him in here.
He doesn't know how to unlock?
No.
Wow.
Well, on this one, we had to tie this up, and then on the other door we have a key lock.
Okay.
So.
Because some of them are very observant. And
dude, they
smart. Smart in ways that we don't expect sometimes.
Oh, they're so sharp. Him and my daughter, they're both autistic.
So my concern as a safety officer is what happens in case of a fire.
Oh, that can be cut right there. It's just tied up. So that door opens right up. And the other one has a lock key.
So he could open it and yank it?
Do you have
No, it's just tied up right now. It's just tied up.
Right.
But I mean, technically,
Okay.
it opens right up.
Okay.
Yeah, they were concerned about that when they installed it.
Yeah. And that's what we're looking for is the safety of the situation. Did you want to go up and get the kids so we can?
Jeffrey explains he has 2 children living with autism, but keeps only the older 11-year-old boy behind bars due to his strength and alleged destructive tendencies. Seconds later, the father of 4 offers up an explanation for the kids' absences.
Hi, baby. How did you guys go to school today?
They've been sick for about the last couple of days.
We're good. She doesn't need to come all the way down. Or do you have questions or?
No, we just
Okay.
don't know what to do the other day.
Yeah, they've had the flu for about all of last week. It started with him, and they were throwing up, and she caught it, he caught it, whole house got it, except
Okay.
for me, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that wasn't related to the school though, that they had the flu. Okay. So communications. Communication is huge. All right. So no matter what, call the school. Because I've even had like casinos call us to check on employees.
Okay.
Casinos, adults, check on their adults.
Yeah.
Because the adults didn't call in sick or this or that, and it's been 2 days. So we even have, big corporations calling on adults, employees to make sure they're okay.
Okay.
So big thing is communication. Call the school, say, hey, she's not feeling well, stomach flu.
Okay.
Be out for 1 day, maybe 5 days or whatever. Same with whatever other children. So that way they have an understanding what's taking place.
Jeffrey tells police the family has been sick with the flu, but that doesn't get him off the hook so easily.
Yeah, when we were knocking, we're like, well, maybe they both share a car and go to work together or something, So.
Yeah, I was passed out and didn't know if it was just.
Right, pounding or not.
Yeah.
And so his speech isn't very good right now, right?
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
When he was first born, he didn't actually start talking until he was about 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
We thought he was just going to be nonverbal for his whole life.
Yeah.
But, he's been going to school, and basically all his verbal skills are basically just what he wants and then what he copies and hears off of the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I tried to communicate with him through the window, through the plywood, just to make sure he was good. I'm like, hey, are you okay? Everything good? Because he was boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And of course, the way it sounds because of his size, it sounded horrible.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, he's not screaming like he's in pain or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I don't see any cause to be concerned in that aspect because he's yelling.
Yeah.
Because some kids on the spectrum, that's what they do.
Yeah.
I was just like, as long as he's, if he's using his head like some of them do, as long as he has a helmet or something like that,
He loves using his feet to kick.
Doesn't look like he's got any injuries or anything like that, so that's good.
Yeah, we've had to, all this plywood we've had to put up just so he doesn't break windows.
Yeah, I noticed the one window was broke.
Yeah.
That made sense when I seen it. I'm like,
Moments later, the officers step outside to discuss the situation.
Find out how long they've been here,
Okay.
how long the kids have been, how long it's been like this.
Okay.
Does he know the bureau's coming out?
No, I didn't say nothing.
Okay. I was about to start yelling in there, and so I walked out and took a couple deep breaths.
Yeah, I was trying to play cool and keep him talking.
Well, that's what I told him the truancy. I'm like, right now I'm leaving the kid right there because I don't need to have to wrestle 11-year-old autistic kid now.
Yeah.
While we're waiting for everything.
Yeah, the kid is that for me?
No, that's 2-11.
Oh. They said, because it's been about an hour.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah. Unit score 4.
But so it's just when the detectives come here, we have everything set up so we can talk to them. Or I can talk to them as long as we have people in there.
While waiting for detectives to arrive, the officer calls CPS to give them a rundown of what's going on.
So the situation is we're gonna need somebody out en route here. So we got our SVU on the way. Their most autistic child, whose name is basically caged into the downstairs living area. And when I say caged, he's naked. There's feces around. It's extremely messy in the area, and windows are boarded up. So when our SVU gets here, I don't know what children may need to go with you guys, but this is extremely autistic, very strong young boy, because he tears apart the house. He's teared cupboards off the wall and stuff like that. He's just strong and very destructive as a child, with his level of autism. He doesn't have. I'm surprised he doesn't have a helmet on. So he's not banging his head against things. But like he was pounding on the plywood that's over top of the windows, and it was. I mean, you could hear it from the street. I mean, just thuds, 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 thuds. But when I was trying to ask him his name and stuff, he couldn't. He's not cognitively able to answer questions. So with that, I mean, he's been out of school for a while, I guess, and I mean, I could understand why in a sense. You'd almost have to have a specialist come into the house and meet with him. They've been sick though too. It looks, I don't see that, it doesn't appear that the kids look sick right now, but there was some sickness going on last week, like throwing up, flu kind of stuff. All 4 children are in the home, so all the walls are open, but across the main entrance into the room that he's in, it's like a metal fencing that goes from the floor to the ceiling, like a bar, metal black bars that you would see probably like as a fence to go into the backyard or something like that. In a sense, yeah. I mean, it's not, shabby looking. It looks like they had it installed semi-professionally or something. I mean, it's put in there well. It's just, it's a cage. I didn't see a bed. I see like a couch kind of thing. So he's probably sleeping on the couch. Well, without going in there and testing it, it looks like there's some on the walls and possibly on the floor. It doesn't look like he has direct access to a restroom. We haven't gone into the caged area. SVU, when they get out here, I'm sure they're going to go through that whole thing.
Next, the children's mom arrives when officers get a chance to confront her for the first time. Let's see how that goes.
Hey, you Misty? Hey, so we got called here. My name is Officer Bovey. We got called here because the Clark County School District truancy officers were tasked to come out here to try to make contact, make sure the kids are okay. All right? So that's why we came out here, was to assist them. Based on them not making contact, they could hear some screaming from the inside. So that's where we went ahead and they called us to assist and try to figure out what the situation was, okay? So we came here and their job was to make sure that the kids were okay because they haven't been in school, right? And nobody's been calling the school to give the updates. So they weren't aware that the children were sick. So your husband, we're talking to him right now, he informed us that they were sick and that was one reason why they were out of school. But there was also concerns based on, we heard the yelling from the inside, the pounding on the inside. What's the real situation?
Police identify the woman seen here as 46-year-old Misty Scanlan, who's about to face some questioning of her own.
Does that make sense? So that brought up, yeah, we see that, we understand that, and we know that's a challenge. So based on that, going in there, talking, your husband was asleep, so it was hard to get him up. He finally came to the door, so we were talking to him, trying to understand the whole situation of everything. Does that make sense? So based on that, we're here now. We're going to be sticking around for a little bit. We got a few more questions to ask and go from there. Does that make sense? Did you leave work early? All right. Well, thanks for coming out early. You have some questions, sir?
What we're doing is, just so you know, and I was letting your husband know, the school, the truancy, whatever that is, that's a concern of ours, right? And then obviously the condition of the house, you come in, you see kids things everywhere, right? It's a concern of ours. So right now what we're waiting for, one of our detectives is going to come down, we'll talk to you guys, make sure that everything's good. If everything's good, then we're going to get out of your hair, and then we'll go from there, okay? But obviously when we open a door and you see a cage and kids and things everywhere, disarray, it concerns us. So that's what we're going to figure out. That way you're not like, hey, what are they doing? We're here, we're waiting on the detective. They'll talk to you. We'll do an interview. As soon as the interview's done, we'll figure out where we go from there. Does that make sense?
Hey, real quick, no weapons in your purse or in the house or anything like that? Where are they at?
They're put away.
Put away where?
My
In the garage? They're not upstairs or anything?
We have some upstairs.
Were they in the master bedroom? Okay. So the boys share these rooms up here, right? All right, they don't have access to that right now? Okay.
Are they in a safe, or are they in something that they can't get access to?
They're in our room. We always
It's in your room?
Okay.
Your room's locked? All right. Let's stay out of your room for now until the detectives get here, and we'll go from there. I'm going to let Callahan know not to let everybody go through.
Hey, come on in. So, sorry, it's a little warm up there.
Now, back inside the home, investigators have a few words of advice for the suspects.
Now that your wife's here and stuff like that, there's going to be a little bit more movement. Just want to make sure there wasn't any weapons. She mentioned about some shotguns upstairs, so we just asked that nobody go upstairs into the bedroom. Okay. So, yeah, the double doors, we don't want anybody to go up there. There's some shotguns that aren't necessarily, they're not the gun safe, right? They're just secured up there. So that way, it's just a safety thing that we have to go through. So,
I understand.
yeah. When did you have this installed then?
A few years ago. It was probably 6 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he was strong at a young age.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Please, buddy. That's just part of his stimming. He just.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know?
That's yeah, I get it. So we actually have, the good thing about this is we can start a conversation and stuff. We have a team right now. They're called Crisis Response Team. And their main goal is to help people like this in this situation, having these challenges and things like that, no matter what the age is. Because they're, from kids all the way up to, 80-year-olds, So when we, and they also help with like suicidal people as well. But they come and help and provide resources. Try to help out, finding a program, a plan, things that can help out the family. Because I know he's grown up with it, you've grown up with him and stuff in this realm.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get stuck in the same patterns and don't realize, all of a sudden 2 years later, there's more resources out there, but you haven't looked for resources for 2 years. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there might be more resources out there that you're not even aware of.
Okay.
I know sometimes the schools are very good at helping with resources as well. But they have their protocols or people they work with, and we're kind of independent in a sense that our team, it's a newer team, so it's probably why you haven't heard of it, but they're newer at dealing with these situations, or not with these situations, dealing with helping people. So, but they're able, because they're new, they're grabbing all this information everywhere they can come from. And one of the main officers has an adult child that's on the spectrum. And so he knows exactly what it's like, between the different triggers and things like that. And they might grow out of a trigger and develop another trigger, so they're a really good team that understand the situation and could help you with additional tools.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The officer keeps the suspects talking before reinforcements arrive to speak with the child in the enclosure, who doesn't appear to be happy with the situation.
Hey, the bubble guppies? Oh, the gate open. You have beautiful voice. I love to hear you talk. Can you tell me something else? The gate open soon? Yes? Would that make you happy? Oh, I can't wait to make you happy, buddy.
Get open!
He doesn't answer loud. He's just.
Hello? Who is it?
He wanted out of school.
I know you want the gate open, baby. We're working on that right now, okay?
So it sounds like there's some done with that, being bullied and things like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll keep.
Where's Dad go?
The master bedroom is up there, right at the very top of the stairs to the left, and there's the shotguns in there. So, if by chance I don't catch it,
We're working on the gate right now, sweetheart.
Here we can see inside the room, with boarded up windows and what investigators said is feces and trash. Let's continue.
Hey, can we talk about the words you know? Yeah, the words you know. You like the gate open? Why, do you like the gate open?
Yes!
Do you like to be back here?
Go back here.
Here, in this room. Do you like this room?
Naughty.
Hey, buddy. Do you like this room? Or do you... Out? Yeah. You want the gate open? You like the gate open? Yeah. Soon. See you real soon. So guess what? Guess what? Soon, gate open. Yeah, soon, gate open. Yeah, soon.
Soon enough, emergency services arrive and grant the 11-year-old's request.
Remember when we talked about gate open?
Gate open.
Gate open, that's right, bud. Soon. Gate open soon.
You guys ready?
We're ready, sir.
And they're contained, right?
Yes.
Heads that way. You are going to be primarily focused.
A bed.
Yeah, a bed. We're going to open gate and go bed. Open gate, sit bed. Open gate, sit bed. Open gate, sit bed.
Battery
level is low.
We'll just wait. Hold on, just wait 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway. Ready?
Going to the bed.
Yay! Here we go. Right to the bed.
Officers open the gate and secure the child safely onto a stretcher to be evaluated.
We got the teddy bear.
Oh, God. What the door?
Yeah, we're gonna. If it's cool, we'll both go in the back with you guys. Cool.
Jeffery and Misty Scanlan were arrested and each booked for 1 count of child abuse and neglect. The couple later pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor child neglect charge and were each sentenced to 1 year of probation.